Hey, peace and blessings to you. My name is Jerry B. I am the EntreMusician, and so are you. Welcome to another exciting episode of the EntreMusician podcast. This is the space where we concentrate on mindset, discipline, and focus. However, today is a different format. I've never done a review of any place I've went to personally, but I decided to do this because I'm just returning from Springboard Houston. Houston, Texas. I'm here in Ohio back now, but that was last week, June 7th through the 10th, and I had an absolutely excellent time from arrival to departure. I learned a lot. I met a lot of wonderful people from all over the place. And today, I just figured, you know what? I would share 7 takeaways with you, which I believe will be beneficial and valuable to you if you're shopping around for a conference. And who isn't? If you're really trying to excel as an EntreMusician, you know the learning piece is right on point, is one of the 9 keys for sure. Right? So I figured I would take my experience and share it with you, and that might be very helpful. But let me begin by just giving a few shout outs, obviously, to the man himself, Barry Coffing. He is the founder, the organizer, the leader of the parade of Springboard. He's also CEO of MusicSupervisor.com and WeGetArtists.com, of which I am a full member. So that's full disclosure. But Barry is a genuine brother. Love him so much. So I got to give him a shout out. I've done a couple of interviews with him here on the EntreMusician, as well as he's been on our sister show, Artist Impact. So please hunt for him in the search engine, either at the EntreMusician.com or here on the YouTube channel. Also, Michelle Weiss-Maslin, I call her the Queen of Sync. I'm using it here for the first time, okay? So that's my title for her. She has over 6,000 placements in film and TV. I've also interviewed Michelle here. She is a dear spirit, and so you can check out her interview here. She's also been on Artist Impact, so you can check her out there as well. Many shout outs to the both of them, and I could just go down the line. I'm just going to say yo to a couple of people. I'm sorry I'm not mentioning everyone, but yo, Danny Jones, Eric Cager, Sam Bregman, Henry Turner, Dale Penner, Derice G, Lou Renez, and I apologize, I am leaving many people out. I could go on, Skip Reeves, DJ Flip, yo, and I gotta say, to super producer Glenn Piper and his super singing wife, Sheila Moore Piper. They're like the Ashford and Simpson of Houston, Texas, for real. But they took your boy out, man, treated me to a great lunch, and provided transportation as needed. So thank you. Much love and many shout outs to you and to all of the panelists, all of the participants, and all of the performers. You all were absolutely amazing. I'm not just saying that. I mean, you were amazing. As I understand it from Barry, this is their 16th event, but their 11th Springboard. And they've been, of course, in Houston, where the event was founded. They've also been in Memphis, as I understand it. They've been in San Diego. They did 2 online Springboard events in Columbus, as well as in Chicago. So, you can check them out. Just Google springboardfest.com and sign up for the newsletter and find out where they're going to be next time. Now, full disclosure again on my part, I'm just giving you this because this is new for me with respect to conferences and whatnot. I have not been to very many conferences. For example, I have not been to NAMM, and I understand that everybody and their aunt has been to NAMM, but I haven't. I did plan on going in 2020, but we all know what happened. And, as 21, 22 goes by, priorities get shifted a little bit, but I do plan to attend. If Stevie Wonder, if I'd known he was going to be there, I probably would have made it more of a priority. But anywho, I haven't been to Taxi. Okay, I haven't been to South by Southwest. Again, I know many people who have. I haven't been to the CD Baby DIY conference, and that's just the way it is. So full disclosure on that. And there have been a couple that I've attended online, but I'd rather not mention them because in all actuality, I felt like I was nothing but a bystander, just kind of watching on. I'm missing things. I'm trying to take some notes, but most of the people who were online with me were not on camera. So that's a greater degree of separation, right? And those who were on camera, maybe the other half of them were hogging the chat box with inane questions. So I just, kind of shy away from that. I will tell you this, though. I did attend, my wife and I, last month, a really good online conference, which was hosted by Wealth Builders. Now, they were really spot on, and they were attentive to the online attenders, but I digress. Today, we're here to talk about Springboard Houston and my 7 takeaways. You ready? Number 1, and this may be a little bit of a 3-in-1, but it really all points to Barry Coffing. I mean that when I said the shout out, he is a genuine dude. He really is. And Barry is truly interested in helping EntreMusicians. This is a fact, hands down. He was extremely accessible during the entire event. I mean, he was always there. He was always accessible to you. If he wasn't moderating a panel, he was in the room while the panel and the workshop was going on. He made sure that the participants were engaged and had everything they needed. That's big. That's big. I don't know how many conferences you may have attended. You can let me know in the comments where the organizer, the key person who's putting it on is that accessible. I know they may be busy in a meeting, they're running back and forth doing things, but this brother made sure that he was absolutely attentive. Okay? So, I was only at one workshop, I think, so I don't know if Barry was at that one, but he was at all of the ones that I attended. Number 2. The conference was organic. I mean, really organic. Everyone there had an excellent vibe, and they were all there in the spirit of cooperation and collaboration from the opening night, which was a meet and greet. That was Wednesday night. All of the musicians were in the lobby, and they gathered around the piano. They broke out their guitars and the cajones, and they jammed together. I mean, this was just the meet and greet. And this continued virtually every night after all of the workshops and performances were done. It was a really cool vibe, and it was great seeing everyone on that particular frequency. It was unified, man, and that was fantastic. Number 3 is the conference was extremely organized. Again, and I'm sure that Barry's team were working triple time to make sure everything was on point behind the scenes. And yes, there was a couple times where things were not perfect, okay? That's for sure. But for the most part, nothing happened which was ever a distraction. The flow was nice and tight. And I love that. I love organization, and it was a great situation. The panelists, number 4, the panelists were forthright, okay, and they provided a wealth of different points of view, obviously from their own experiences, but you didn't feel like you were just drinking one glass of Kool-Aid, like you were being sold one message. You understand what I'm saying? Now, obviously, there are some non-negotiables that all of the panelists talked about, especially when it comes to presenting yourself as a professional and how you should reach out to someone, an industry professional, or how to submit your music to a particular project when you're working with music supervisors or music libraries. I mean, yeah, there's some non-negotiables, but again, the panelists did not always agree, and I found that personally to be extremely helpful. For example, as Barry Coffing and Michelle Weiss-Maslin and Tamar Avery were discussing music which would be right for sync, they each had different components that they felt were important, or unimportant from their personal perspective. And Michelle had no problem saying outright to Barry, I disagree, or I would never do that, Although these exchanges were extremely amiable, it made the audience feel comfortable enough to know that as EntreMusicians who are writing for sync, you're not just being painted into certain corners. So you can feel free to create, because one size truly doesn't fit all. And I really dug that. I thought that was fantastic. Again, I've been to conferences where everybody's like a bobblehead. And that's that. Excuse me, taking into effect the non-negotiables, of course, right? But they all had their own vibe that they brought, and you got a wealth of information just because of the variety. Number 5, opportunities abounded. Now, there were wonderful opportunities for the participants to present their music to the panelists, whether for radio or for sync. And these opportunities were called the moment of truth, okay? And there was also the naked stage, which was an unplugged zone for the artists to showcase their talents live. So if you came to really present yourself to some professionals, they made sure that you had the opportunity. And then on Saturday, the final day of the conference, from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 2 stages all day, 42 bands at an outdoor venue, which was a little bit away from the hotel. But it was an excellent opportunity for all of the performers, again, to strut their stuff. And if you did not make a connection, it was your fault. That's hands down right on point, okay? So that was number 5, opportunities abound. But check this out. Number 6, opportunities abound. Okay, and I'm not just repeating myself. So 5 and 6, opportunities abound. But here I'm saying to you, all, not some, but all. I'll back up. I'll take one step back. Maybe there's one that I missed here or there, but virtually all of the panelists made themselves available to the participants and the performers. I'm telling you, it was crazy. So, for example, Doris G., she brought her fabulous tour bus for us to check out. And there were many of us who had never been in a bus of that magnitude before. So you know what? The bus didn't just sit in the parking lot. She drove us around. She had a driver drive us around so that we could really experience Houston in a tour bus. It was fabulous. Danny Jones and Dave Eniger of Across the Road Studios, they took many of us to their fabulous recording studio where we got to witness firsthand them mixing in Dolby Atmos. It was absolutely otherworldly, and all of the great things that you've heard about Atmos is true. True. It was absolutely incredible. I don't know what else to say about it. I'll probably do another video on just that experience alone because it was that crazy. So thank you, Danny, and thank you, Dave. Oh, and by the way, that brisket, barbecue brisket, excellent. So again, all of the panelists, they were completely accessible. I should say nearly all. I may have missed one or two, but they were all there each day. Queen Michelle, she was down at the pool every night. In fact, I did a Facebook Live with her the first night, and we spent another 90 minutes or so just chopping it up, just talking about life. No egos, no attitudes, no negativity. And so if you left without obtaining some sort of contact, it's because you chose not to receive it. Plus, I can tell you firsthand that the follow-up process is going extremely well because I'm already in touch with several of the panelists and performers, and we're talking about what next steps may be happening between us. So that's really cool. So, number 7, my final takeaway is music is in very good hands. Now, let me put my imaginary old man hat on for just a second, okay? Now, as older musicians, often we can crap on younger musicians. If we're not careful, we can just, their sound, their look, their style, whatever, right? And I want to say for just a second that there may be a time or two where this is not warranted, okay? I mean, I grew up in the 70s, so it's like, but I got to tell you, the talent was massive, okay? Authentic, original, passionate, professional, on point. And performers from all over, South Carolina, New York, California, even from Mexico, for real, came in, did their thing, and the musicians in and around the Houston area, extremely fat for real. So the music is in very good hands. I look to the next generation like this, like kill it, because you guys were absolutely doing it. So these were my 7 takeaways. I loved absolutely every single minute of it. And I might as well give you a bonus. There was a bonus. There was an 8th one. The 8th one was the price. The price was incredible for a conference of this magnitude. The entire 3 days were absolutely free. You hear me? If you could get there, right? And if you could feed yourself, the conference itself, from top to bottom, was absolutely free. The price of the rooms at the Hotel Hilton, great location, by the way, $99 a night, great rooms, and the way the courtyard situation was set up, there were restaurants and places to eat in a big, huge food court, like right across the street from the hotel. And on the other side of the hotel, let you know where I'm from, homeboy from Ohio, right? On the other side was a grocery store. So like the intelligent EntreMusician that I am, I went to the grocery store first, loaded up on the essentials. That way I could save money at the restaurants. You dig it? That's just the way we do it. So efficient and effective. That's how we roll. So I had a wonderful time. I don't have any negative things to say about it. I can promise you, if I did, I would. Congratulations, Brother Barry, and to your great team. You guys really knocked it out of the park. And for you, I just want to advise, if you want to know more, you can go to springboardfest.com, sign up for their newsletter, find out what's happening, what's coming up. I don't know at this time when the next conference will be, but you can find out by signing up to their newsletter, and also visit musicsupervisor.com or wegetartists.com and see how you might become a member. As I said before, I am a pro member. I am a paying member. I'm not getting any kickbacks or any type of payment whatsoever for talking about musicsupervisor.com or talking about springboard.com. Again, my nose is brown enough. I don't have to say anything I don't mean. And if I hated it, then I would be on this video talking about 7 reasons I hated it. But I didn't. I absolutely loved it. So that's it for this video. I want you to, before you leave, go to theentremusician.com. If you haven't signed up already, you got to do so. Join our mastermind group. Avail yourself to the resources. Avail yourself to the growing community that's there. Don't forget to pick up my best-selling book, The Path of the EntreMusician, 9 Keys to Unlock Your Mindset, Discipline, and Focus, and let's roll together. Okay? My name is Jerry B. Of course, you knew that. I am an EntreMusician. You knew that too. But most importantly, you got to get this in. Most importantly, so are you. I look forward to seeing you again next time. God bless.